It looks like a note that you're reading. And why are you reading the book? Because I see it's open. So why are you reading that book?
It's because when I found the book on the floor and picked it up, and I decided to look through the pages, and a small piece of paper came out of this book.
Okay, well that explains everything. I hope it doesn't happen again. And let me see this book, because that's probably why it needed your attention every time. You put the books back on the bookshelf and you wanted to find this note that was in the back of this page. So let me see. Oh, okay, you made this book, but how did it end up in the main Portland library?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Who would want to leave this book in the library? Or maybe there's some kind of connection between me and this book and the characters inside this book I made.
KK, can I have this book that you made? Because it's the only one, and that has been falling off the bookshelf, and I know you've been frustrated for the past couple of days. And I tell you what, I'll let you go because you've been frustrated, and so I'm going to let you go because you've worked hard on getting the books out of the box and scanning them and putting them back on the bookshelf. And I was wondering, can you sign this book that I'm getting from you?
Sure.
And they leave the library area and they go into the volunteering office, and KK gets the pen and she signs the book. She gives it to the librarian, and the librarian leaves the volunteering office. Hotel.
Miss Newton?
Miss Newton.
I know you're frustrated, and it's okay, because everyone volunteers, and sometimes it frustrates them, and so it's okay, KK. Don't feel bad. It was just to volunteer, you know, for a little while, and I know it's not easy volunteering at a place that has so many books. Don't feel so bad, KK.
I don't feel bad. I'm just frustrated because it's my first time volunteering. So I'm just frustrated, that's all. I'm just frustrated. And the library let me go because I've been frustrated working hard on keeping up with the books that people return. And so I don't feel bad. I just had experience for me to volunteer at the library. And I was wondering if you can take me to that neighborhood because I found this small a piece of paper on the floor at the library. And it has an office address and the office's phone number.
KK and Miss Newton go in the main Portland landlord's office to see if KK can get some information about the house that used to be a resort hotel house. And as KK is looking at the note, and the landlord comes out of her office. Landlord.
Is it okay? Can I see it? Excuse me. Do you need some help, or do you need something?
Oh, hi, sorry. I was reading a small folded piece of paper, and I didn't see you there. And I was wondering, is there this house that's in this neighborhood that has this address and phone number? Because I found this small folded piece of paper on the floor when I was at the library, and it has the address and phone number. And so I was wondering if there's a house that's in this neighborhood that has this address and phone number.
This must be your first time trying to find a house. And let me see that small folded up piece of paper, because all of the houses in this neighborhood are bought. And so let me see that small folded up piece of paper, because I think there's a few that haven't been bought yet. So I can see that small folded up piece of paper because I need to see if it's listed and for sale. Or it may have been bought, and so I can see that because we have the list on our computer.
And KK gives the note to the landlord, and the landlord goes on the computer and types the address and the phone number to see if it's available for sale. And so as the landlord is looking at the house on the computer,
I see one, and it has the same address and phone number that's on this small folded up piece of paper.
Okay, because I was at the hotel assistants told me there's no picture because all it showed was the address and phone number.
There is a picture.
Can I see?
Sure, let me print it out. And would you like to come see the house, and I'll show you what street it's on, and would you like to take a tour? I'll show you what's inside, what the inside looks like, and after the tour, you can let me know if you'd like to buy the house. And if you don't like it, let me know because it's always on sale on the computer.
Sure, I would love to, but the weird thing is, the one thing was, how come it wasn't in the newspaper? Because all it showed was the address, phone number, and no picture, and it was leased.
Well, at least because the house is for sale, and so far I haven't had people come in or call to buy the house, and you're the only one interested in buying the house.
And the landlord gives KK the paper so she can look at it. KK.
I still don't understand because the hotel assistants at the hotel told me it was leased and all it showed was the address and phone number.
No, it's not leased, it's for sale, and they told you the wrong information. And we do leases, that's if you are planning to move. And so we do leases, we check to see if anybody is still living there. And if they're gone for a very long time, we go inside and check to make sure they have to take all of their stuff with them and don't leave it behind.
What happens if they leave their stuff behind?
We take the extra set of keys and go into their house, and we take all of their stuff out of the house and put it in the front yard because we need to see who's going to buy or rent these houses. And we call the moving truck company to come to their house and box up their stuff and load it in the moving truck so they can take it to the storage. And we evict them and take their stuff because we take their stuff and we don't do garage sales and yard sales. What we do is call the moving truck company to come and get their stuff if there's any, and so that's what we do.
Oh, okay, and I was wondering if she can rent that house because she has to finish making her books and she's on vacation with me, and so I'm trying to help her find a house to rent so she can finish making her books.
Do we skip?
Want this one?
I think we have this.
Yeah.
Which one?
Finish making her books.
This one seems right. Okay, you want to rent? And so how about we take a tour, and you can come if you like, so you can get an idea while you're on vacation and helping her out.
Okay.
And they leave the office, and the landlord gets in her car, and Mrs. Newton and KK get in the car, and they follow the landlord to the house. And as they arrive and park on the side of the curb, and the landlord gets out of her car, and Mrs. Newton and KK get out of the car and close the door, and she stands in the grass.
Oh, here we go. Okay, are we? Okay, can you read again? We're on this page, right? This page.
So you guys are getting out of the car. And ours says that the landlord talks next.
Oh,
And
really?
that's if you're just going to stare at it.
Okay, I'm right here on this page where it says, Miss Newton says, oh, okay. Is that it?
Okay.
Before.
Leave the office.
Are you going to stand there and stare at the house? Because we were taking a tour to see if you want to buy this house. Okay, that's
I never seen a brown two-story house this huge. This house must have one rooms and bathrooms. And so I never seen a brown two-story house this huge. And also I heard it was abandoned.
Yes, it was abandoned, but now it's not. So why don't you come inside, just so you can take a tour to see if you want to rent this house, this two-story house.
Okay.
And KK and Mrs. Newton and the landlord get the keys out of her pocket, and the landlord opens the door, and they go inside, and there's a lot of cobwebs and spiders left behind before they got killed by the landlord. And there's lots of sheets covering the living room and kitchen, and KK and Mrs. Newton push the cobwebs out of the way.
Oh. They put a lot of plastic sheets in the living room, and they taped it up because the tape is on the ceiling and on the floor, and all you can see is the carpet. And they also put a lot of plastic sheets in the kitchen, and it is taped up because there's tape on the ceiling and on the kitchen floor, including the dining area, and there are a lot of cobwebs. Let's take a tour and be careful because we don't want you all to tear off the plastic sheets because they're being protected so dust won't get on the furniture that's covered with plastic sheets and you can barely see through it. And so let's take a tour. Let's get into this room, and this room is empty. And this room would be a good place for your computer and laptops and computer desk, computer chair, printers, fax and printer. And you can also buy a whiteboard that comes with markers and erasers to put up on the wall. You could also use the closet to store a lot of copy paper and file boxes and filing cabinets, so that way you can keep track of where you are selling like the books, and there's a lot of cobwebs. So let's continue. And this is the laundry room, and there's a small closet that's if you have blankets and sheets and pillows, pillowcases, and if you have a big load, you can also put the clothes in the small closet, okay? Okay, let's go upstairs, and I'll show you the room upstairs.
It says, right there, that's what it says, and KK is written, follows the landlord, and the landlord opens the door.
Should we leave it there for suspense and pick it up next time?
It's 8 o'clock. I think.
And maybe we could do chapter 2.
Yeah.
That was really
Yeah.
interesting. Thank you.